Yeah. When I pull up on the scene, dead fresh and casket clean, they gon' hate on me. Yeah. Gon' hate on me. When I pull up on the scene, dead fresh and casket clean, they gon' hate on me. Yeah. Gon' hate on me. When I pull up on the scene, dead fresh and casket clean, they gon' hate on me. Yeah. Gon' hate on me. When I pull up on the scene, dead fresh and casket clean, they gon'
Yes. Glad to have you back around. Of course, I'm K. Today we got the coach in the building, and this is the Biscayne Breakdown. How you doing, Alex?
Good, dog. Blessed and highly favored, and ready to talk some Heat basketball.
Absolutely. We actually just came to you recently with the Heat versus the World, but it seems like not a lot was happening. Then all of a sudden, we just got a blitz of content. You could say the schedule, people beefing up their content, calendars, whatever. Pause. That was crazy. But we just so happened to get a couple of pieces of new content to react to today. So we're not gonna hold you long, but we do want to give you these important Miami Heat takes. Just to start it off real quick, and as your header caption, however you want to describe it, says 68 days. As we continue to get closer and closer to the actual beginning of the Giannis Antetokounmpo era of Miami Heat basketball, how are you feeling? And I would say, take into account everything you're digesting from the outside world, whether it be, anti-Heat, whether it be Heat officials, former Heat players, Heat fans. How are you feeling 68 days out, Alex?
I'm feeling like I wish I could fast forward to through the preseason, through everything. I'm feeling like I need to fast forward to October 21st because I'm hearing too much from too many people about the Heat and everything. Like I got into it with one of my boys today, who he's a Cavs fan, and I posted something on my Instagram. With
Where's he from, bro? Where's he from? I gotta ask.
Pretty sure, buddy, from I know him as he's from Charlotte. What I know of, he's a Charlotte guy. Like, yeah, so he North Carolina Charlotte guy, but he's a diehard Cleveland fan.
Yeah, you gotta get the backstory on that. We'll talk about that in a future pod, but you gotta get the backstory on how that happened.
Definitely will. Definitely need to. But yeah, just having some back and forth with him about Giannis. Then I sent him I looked it up because I think Giannis might have only played them one time or something last year. Giannis had 40, 17, and 9. Yeah, he put 40, 17, and 9 on them. And he's talking about, who won that game, yada, yada. I'm like, all right. Yeah, okay, y'all might have won that game, but he in Miami now, so it's different.
He put 40, 20, and 10 on Mobley and Allen. Imagine what him and Bam gonna do.
Yeah, man. He talking about he better have developed the outside jump shot and all this other stuff. I'm like, he don't need that.
For what?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, he don't need that. That was when he said that. That was what triggered me to go find. I was like, let me see what Giannis did to them. Because he was like, he better develop the jumper. And I was just like, all right, let me go see it. And I seen 40. I said, oh, no, you can't say. You don't get to say that.
Brother, stop talking. You don't even need to be having this conversation with me right now. Matter of fact, you should be upset that he's in Miami. Because you know how we do. You know what happened to cats when they put that jersey on.
I don't get it, man. I told, and there you go. Because I told him, I was like, Giannis in the Heat jersey, that's plus 10 to every attribute.
Exactly. And the impact with a force, better, magnified. I was going to do the topics inverse, man. But since we here and I went ahead and kicked it off like that, I didn't plan to ask you that. But it's just how I'm feeling. I'm going to ask you again how you feeling after we watch this piece of content. Run that recent Giannis content, Joel.
This season I will.
This season I will dominate.
The things I want to prove are.
The things I want to prove are that I'm one of the best players in the NBA.
To the fans I want to say.
To the fans I want to say we're bringing back the Heat.
European basketball is
European basketball is one of the best era of basketball ever.
my new season mindset is
My new season mindset is winning.
when the opportunity comes.
When the opportunity comes, I will dominate.
Miami, get ready for.
Miami, get ready for an exciting season.
Does that make you feel like that? Made me feel really like that. That hyped me all the way up. Like by the time he got to dominate, I was like, throw the ball up. I was like, get tip, run some plays, put the X's and O's on the board, go to the Bahamas, do the training camp, come back. And I was gonna say play Orlando in the first game prior to the scheduled release, but thank God we've been released from the grasp of the Orlando Magic as our season opener. But I mean, just do the routine, get the season tipped off, get to October 24th when I plan to be in Charlotte watching the Miami Heat take on the Hornets. That's neither here nor there. But I mean, I'm ready. What, you checking your schedule? You trying to see if you can make it? Absolutely, absolutely. I'm excited. I'm ready to run through a wall for the situation. Man. Well, y'all gonna be out of town? You're on mute.
I know. I don't think I'm be able to make that. I'm probably gonna.
I mean, you know, you're gonna be in season 2, right?
Yeah, I'll say yeah. I think I got a scrimmage that upcoming weekend, so I ain't gonna be able to make it. Dang.
Yeah, man. I think that's gonna be a pretty good one. Of course, it's early on in the season. Like I said, Charlotte, it ain't too far. But you know what I mean? We got our annual Washington game. The thing about that though is they play in February, back-to-back Wednesdays. Oh, you've already peeped it as well?
I said, no, I ain't paid attention to it yet.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, in February, back-to-back Wednesdays, they play in Washington. So, I don't know. I'm gonna definitely check that out. I mean, if you ain't in the postseason, depending on the date, you know, we could pop out. But yeah, man, absolutely. I guess this is what I'm gonna ask you. Where in the MVP rankings do you think he has a top 5 MVP type season?
Yes, 100%. I done heard too many. I done read and seen and heard too many things where like Giannis is like he just told you he's ready to show that I'm one of the best players in the NBA still, because for some odd reason,
right.
Once the trade went down and he got in that red and black,
he sucked.
Now everybody like, hey man, he ain't that dude no more. Are you serious?
He injured. He ain't played that much. He need a jumper. Like yeah, bro. You know how it go.
And like, I'm not 100% sure if it was like I seen a tweet where it's just like last year when Giannis played, it was either 25. No, I think it might have been over 30 minutes. The man averaged just under 30, 10, and like 5 on like high 50s shooting or whatever. And I'm just like, dog, like people really not realizing he's still him. And the reason that he out their mind is because the Bucks literally made him sit down so that they could get a higher draft pick. They literally did. He asked for his own team to get investigated because he wanted to play and they wouldn't let him play.
The antithesis Giannis, of a Terry Rozier situation.
But Giannis can't hoop no more. Giannis ain't one of them dudes. I don't know if y'all 2K.
Go ahead.
My fault. I was about to say, I don't know if y'all 2K players, but I mean, if y'all looking at the rollout for 2K, his rate, he ain't even dropped yet. His rating ain't even dropped yet. We in the top 10. The top 10 about to drop. They ain't showed him yet. That's all I'm saying.
His averages last year, bro, 28, 10, and 5. 28, 10, and 5. Where do you see those numbers this year?
Ooh. Bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm sorry. I feel like my boy Tobin right now. I got goosies on top of goosies on top of goosies. But shoot, honestly, I think he gonna go good. Shoot. Nah, I ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna be a little modest.
Ain't nobody did that since Flash. Now I know where you headed.
You know. All right, I'm gonna do it. You go at 30. You go that 30 ball. 11 and like 5.5. That 30 ball.
I'm
going
actually
to get that 30 ball.
29, 10, and 7. I think the dimes will go up a little bit.
Yeah. I wanted to say 28, but I think he hears everything. Hearing everything.
Absolutely.
I think I see a 30 ball in his future.
And see, here's the thing. There are a lot of situations or a lot of names or a lot of cats that, if you say that about, I can flat out be like, man, you crazy. Or I can tell somebody, you tripping. I can't really tell. I can't say that about Giannis. Like, I'm not going to predict that he's going to get to 30 because I ain't seen nobody. Like I said, we ain't seen nobody do it for the Heat since Flash. So we know it's tough. But is it wild? Is it crazy? Is it even like substantially crazy to think he could average 30? No, he could. I'm saying 29 for crying out loud. So we pretty much agree. But yeah, I'm thinking because he'll increase the dimes, it's going to be a situation where, that just take a point or two away from the average. That's my theory on it. I just feel like, we're talking about one of the greatest schemers. Of course, Spo is a defensive mastermind, but he can do the little thing on offense too, especially when it comes to maximizing one player. Whether you believe in his philosophy of creating a total offense or every part moving, that's different, and we can talk about it. He's not bad. He ain't no bum, but is he the best ever? Maybe not. But when it comes to defense and maximizing one or two guys inside of an offense, he's absolutely among the best ever to me. And you could just point to a guy like Jimmy Butler, what he was able to do with the big three era, Bosh, managing Wade's health, and of course making LeBron the best version we've ever seen. I mean, you could just point to all that to have examples of that in actual activity. But we pretty much agree, man. I'm just excited to get this thing started. And I know this is something that we do, but the more we hear and the further we go along, I mean, it obviously updates. I mean, your excitement is growing, your angst is growing, just like the rest of us minds too. So I'm gonna ask you this again. I'll probably ask you 3 or 4 more times before the season tip off. Where do you predict the Heat to finish record wise right now?
Shoot. I mean, we won 43 games last season, and that was with a whole bunch of craziness up in the air. So obviously, looking at it and praying for good health, praying Giannis is able to hit what? Let's say he hit like.
I was about to say, and I'm gonna qualify it. Let's say Giannis gonna play. I'm gonna guarantee you Giannis gonna play 65, 70 games.
That's where I was going with it. Giannis with that many games played, you win. You gotta win 48 to 58. You hit that 48 threshold, and you really looking at 50. Like, all right, I need to be there. And now that goes into, I guess, how the rest of the roster finishes out. But my mindset has been, you finish top 5, should be top 4, and you at least have 50 wins.
We agree. At least. I mean, my bottom end is pause. That's crazy. It's 49. I just wanted to be fair because, like you said, 43 last year. But I'm thinking 50 and 32. And I know that sounds, cats like, oh, that's easy. No, they're going to win 50 games. In my mind, I can't see them not. Because let's say, okay, Giannis missed, let me see, 65, 5, 72, that's 17. Let's say he missed 17 games, right? I hope he don't miss, but, I hope he don't miss none. But I hope he can miss fewer. But let's say he missed 17 games. I still think we're going to win half or at worst, right up to close to half of those games that he missed. It's just... That's just how it's going to go. And then, like, say, if you win 60% of the games that he play, you got to hit 50. That's my mindset. You mentioned something, as who's on the roster, considering all of that, roster not being finished built, making predictions based on that. one of the names along the many, Russell Westbrook retired, Bradley Beal returned to the Clippers. So that actually, shout out to Russ Brody.
Yeah, Russ,
But
shout out.
phenomenal career, phenomenal career. I hate the way it ended. Got a lot of slander towards the back end. But Russ a legend. He can go down as one of the best ever. A name that has been tied to the Miami Heat, along with, of course, the guy that might be left out there, DeMar DeRozan, which I'm sure we'll dive into over the course of the next couple of weeks, is Klay Thompson. And for a couple of weeks there, I didn't ask for it yet, Joe. For a couple of weeks there,
He owned it. He owned it.
Yeah, he owned it. I do appreciate him being up and at him, as they say. But for a couple of weeks there, we thought that it was inevitable that he would get bought out. But news recently dropped in the last couple of days, last week or so, however you see your news or the pace, that the Mavericks aren't necessarily looking to buy him out and are looking to trade him before, even if that option exists to buy him out. Now for me, just to give you my take before we get into the content that Joe posted so eagerly, which I appreciate him being ready to do. The Mavericks playing chicken. Like, at the end of the day, they're gonna buy him out. I feel like if they can't make a deal, they're gonna buy him out. But of course, they're seeing if they could dangle him and actually get an asset back for him. And that's what I think is happening. What do you think is happening over there? In all actuality, I mean, of course, what we see or what they tell us, what the report says, what we got to say is happening. But in reality, in basketball business, just us being able to read the tea leaves and seeing this and being fans of this game for so long, what do you think is actually happening over there?
I know. I mean, I don't know if we've mentioned it before, but I know there's been some reports on whether Klay would potentially like to go to Miami or LA. And I feel like it's one of those things where they're making sure that they hold on to him to the last moment, just to, even though they have too many people on they have too many people on guaranteed contracts right now. But even still, they're looking to see, all right, which one of y'all can I get to jump first? Are the Lakers going to get desperate and be like, you know what?
And I wasn't aware of the Lakers thing, but that's actually better for the Mavericks too, because now you playing two cats against each other.
So now I feel like they're using it as, all right, Klay, his pops played in LA. He grew up in California. Obviously, he would be cool with going back to California. He spent most of his career with the Golden State Warriors. So they're just looking like, all right, we know Miami want him. We know LA probably with Luka would love to have another shooter. And so let's see which one of y'all teams actually really, really want this dude. Let's see who jumps first and see if we can hold on to him. If somebody will be like, all right, you know what? Here's the trade. Here, I'm going to trade you instead of waiting for you to buy out his contract.
Okay. So we basically pretty much agree. They playing chicken, seeing if they can actually get something before inevitably just buying them out. I mean, because for team mechanics, where they headed right now, the foundation of the future, like Cooper Flag is Dallas right now, and they're not ready to win quite yet. Might not be so far away as we've seen with Wemby and San Antonio, but they're not ready to win this year. So as we can all see, like, on the other side, not doesn't mean suck or doesn't mean decline, because we still want him, because all we need him to do is stand in that corner and shoot 10 threes a game. He still can nail 5 or 6 of them. But on the other side of his career, Klay Thompson doesn't fit their timeline. Like you said, pretty much we can all see that he shouldn't be long for Dallas, and that means this season. As Joe, and you mentioned trade. As Joe, posted a little earlier, you can go ahead and put it back up now, Joe. When it comes to the Miami Heat, and we take all these reports with a grain of salt, but at the end of the day, we all podcast, we all about content. I'm gonna read you this tweet from Brett Siegel, posted by the Dunk Central, of course, one of the more famous NBA accounts on X. The Miami Heat are hesitant to trade a young asset like Nikola Jovic for Klay Thompson, per Brett Siegel. Even though the Heat could get creative with the trade-off revolving around 2304 and Nikola Jovic, this doesn't appear to be a scenario Miami wants to see play out. Jovic is a young talent that the Heat have coveted since drafting him 27th overall in 2022, and he is one of the team's only youthful options after trading away Tyler Hero, Kelly Ware, Yami Jaquez Jr., and Kasparas Yakachonis for Giannis. The reason we brought this to you is because, of course, we always have behind the scenes, and everybody has a group chat. We have one too, and we found ourselves differing on this opinion. I'll let you have the floor first, and I'll set it up. Alex thinks they should move Nikola Jovic if that's what it takes to get Klay, and I don't. But go ahead, Alex. Tell us why you think they should.
All right, so let me put it out there like this. So I am of the mindset that you can do the deal if I've seen a bunch of deals where the Heat are having to send a pick, which it would be a second round pick, and with how the draft lottery and everything is changing up, like second round picks should, I think, be a little bit
No,
more
they
valuable.
definitely have more valuable, especially with the way that they're rearranging it.
I say yeah. So with them having more value, I'm just like, I don't think I'll be able to send a pick with Jovic, but looking at the cap machinations, I think that's the word. But like, so I think Klay's money comes off the books next year. Like he owed the 17 he's owed for this year, and then that's it. Then you can restructure that contract. Jovic is at 16.2 this year. I think next year he's gonna be at like 15. Then the year after that it's like 14. Then it goes back up to 16.2. So you tied down to more money with Nico. With all that being said, we know how Andrew Wiggins, his contract is structured. He getting 30 mil this year. Then next year, that's just dropping down to basically Klay's number at 17. So that gives you more money if you took in Klay and then Klay had a good year and you just like, all right, we want to bring you back on like a vet minimum type deal. Then now you got way more money to play with to potentially go get somebody else who was on another team this past year, was sitting back watching, or just like, you know what? I fit with what they doing in Miami. Let me slide down there. So that's why I look at it as the way where I'm not opposed to honestly being able to make a trade. But if I'm gonna just end it at that. I'm gonna just end it at that.
Right, I was about to say Jesus. Now you about to say my part too. But nah, I feel you. What you saying is basically taking Klay as an expiring with the mindset that of course he can help you now, but next year if he decides to continue playing, you could also bring him back on a smaller number, which will give you more flexibility because you have that coming off the books. You have Wiggs number going down so much, and you're not tied to Nico for the next 3 years after this one. I understand that. Not mad at that. That's not a bad move at all. It's definitely not wrong. I mean, that's pretty smart if you're looking forward. I would say my take is more not the opposite or the antithesis of that, as in to say it's a counterpoint. It's just another way of looking at it. With this particular team where you have Giannis and Bam, two big guys, 6'10 plus, the more size, and but you have Wiggins who's very sizable. You got like for his position, like the more size and versatility, the better. You're gonna need shooting, and of course, we've all talked about how we need ball handling. We've also talked about how Nico, he can defensively, he's okay as a big, but offensively, he's not a big. He's not a wing. He need to have a rock in his hands or be at the top of the key to get the most out of him. Even when you look at his three ball, like yeah, he can knock down a wing three or a corner three, but the most of his three ball makes gonna come from the top of the key. That's just where he's more prone to operate at. And again, as a baller, he has to continue to evolve and get better and be better in those other areas. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is like where the Miami Heat need bodies, depth, minutes, and production from, that's actually where he plays. You drafted him because he was 6'10 with that skill set and you saw potential, which even through all of the stuff, all of the downplay, the pouty attitude, we're still continuing to see some stuff because there were moments, there were flashes last year. They just weren't consistent. Like he might go 12 games, flash for a game, go 6 more games, flash for a game. Like, but we're seeing all of the stuff that we wanted him to develop. Now we just need to see it more consistently. And what I mean by that is the physicality in his offensive game where he's attacking, the ability to finish through contact. Yeah, his jumper struggled last year, but we know he can make the jumper. That's one of the things that got him to the league at his size. He has to continue to improve the handle, but you like his physicality and his willingness to accept the challenge on the defensive end. Although you wouldn't call him a good defender or a plus defender, but he defends his position well, especially for his size. Now, even outside of all of that, because I agree with you, this is a potential trade coming off everything I just mentioned, right? Which means a similar trade will still be there next year if he doesn't improve his value, if it remains neutral. I can't see him diminishing his value anymore. Because if he just don't pout throughout next season, then his value will be higher than it is this season. If he just do whatever he do and don't pout about it. But this deal or a deal like this will be there next season, right? And I mean, I'm just saying, just coming off of what he's came off, if this is potential, then you have to imagine that, you know, somebody might be willing to do something similar next season. Okay. Let's say he balls out, or let's say he does better the next season, and you still want to move him, but at least in that case, his value's higher, right? Now, here's the ultimate one. If he ball out, hell, you ain't gonna want to trade him. So that's my thing. My thing isn't that I'm totally against the idea. I like Nico, and I want to see if Nico can reach the potential that they thought he could. I'll be honest about that. But even if that's not the case, and he's not, you know, a forever Miami Heat, if he's not a lifer, then a deal of this magnitude will still be on the table next year after you give it another year with this Giannis bill to see what he actually is with these guys and if he's actually mature from a actual basketball and emotional standpoint. That's my only thing.
I definitely see where you're coming from with that. Like you saying, like if it so happens that his value is able to skyrocket and he's able to play to a certain level, now that boosts his value across the board in regard to you being able to potentially keep him and see if that continues, or
still flipping for something better.
I'm about to say, yeah, basically like low key in the same realm of what Jaime Jaquez did, because Jaime was great as a rookie, terrible as a sophomore.
To your point, Alex, and not to cut you off, but last year's not last year, but the season before last, Jaime of the season before last wouldn't have been enough to get that deal done in my mind.
You're right. He came out, he showed that, yo, like I'm a dude, I'm a dog. I should have won 6 Man of the Year, but hey, that is what it is.
Absolutely was robbed. And
Hey,
again, Keldon from the crib, so I ain't hating on him, but Jaime wouldn't have stunk it up in the playoffs. That's all I'm saying.
It's just I guess in Miami we just got to get used to being robbed, because Jaime got robbed, freaking Bam got robbed by Marcus Smart. I guess that's just I don't know, but yeah. I see where you come.
I mean, we started the part talking about it. All of a sudden, once he became a member of the Miami Heat, Giannis sucked. So I mean, you know, Silver and the NBA Brigade saved the Raptors from the Kawhi deal, but we still looking for extra compensation for Terry Rozier, who just pled guilty to another charge. I mean, we know. And I don't care what anybody says. And when people try to make you sound like you crazy when you mention this inherent Miami Heat bias, I'm sick of those people, because maybe there isn't a real something tactile or something you can put your hands on, like from a while back, to say this is why. But I don't give, with all the stuff that happens, to your point, Alex, there is something. There's something. Like, I don't know who Pat Riley pissed off. I don't know who wanted to buy the airlines and the boats before help me
Mickey.
out. What's the owner's name? Before Mickey them could put the bid in. I don't know who wanted what, but somebody got some kind of beef with the Miami Heat, and it never fails to rear its ugly head.
And that's crazy, because you hear about all of the times where, in regard to salary cap stuff and the CBA and everything, they hit up Andy Ellisberg because he's the most knowledgeable person in the NBA about what's going on with the money and everything. They hit up our general manager to make sure that stuff can go on. But then when it come to, hey, should we tell the Heat that this dude that they about to trade for is under federal investigation and that we honestly investigating them too? Nah, we not gonna tell them. We not gonna tell them dudes. We not gonna tell them. But
exactly.
Oh snap! Hey, Toronto, there's an investigation going on, so y'all can trade for Kawhi, but y'all, hey, watch out. Dang, why they ain't just let him trade for him and then figure it out afterwards like they did to us? That man Terry. What they said, the Heat was at the hotel and the FBI came knocking on that man's door. What?
Like, bro. Like, bro, anyway, with all that being said, I fully support Pablo Torre finds out, and I hope he finds out it all. I hope everybody go down.
I was watching that. I was watching the newest thing before we got on. I was sitting in there watching him talking to the Dan Le Batard's group and all that.
Okay, what are you on now?
They talking about the
you talking about the digital board stuff?
Yeah, the Daktronic stuff. They talking about that.
Yeah. I mean, this is what I'll say, and then I'm gonna let you close your final thoughts. Pablo, while you out there, I would I don't know. Jalen Brunson took a hell of a discount. That's all I'm saying. He took a hell of a discount to go to New York. LeBron, a day or so after, parlaying with old boy, he took a hell of a discount to go to Philly. I ain't calling the bubble hotline or nothing. I'm just saying, if you get bored, if you run out of like Kawhi leagues, like that I-95 belt line, I'm sure, you know what I'm saying?
And I'm not going to lie to you. Somebody said, well, I forget, whoever the newest owner or whatever of the Sixers is, he got like ties in the Fanatics, which I think Fanatics has like something called like Top Shot or Top something. And like supposedly then looking at it from just more of a broad perspective, I think the Heat going to Rich Paul and LeBron's camp, letting them know, yo, like we could give you basically most of the mid-level, like okay, we gave Tim Hardaway Jr. 6, you can get a good like 8 or something of the mid-level. Supposedly the Heat was told that's not enough. But then you end up going to Philly for 3. And then, like I said, the dude who's in the ownership with the Sixers is also with Fanatics, who's also with something else, who also supposedly like Bron might be looking at Pablo.
Sound like aspiration to me. Sound like aspirations to me. Anyway, man, now that we done snitching, dropping dime, you got anything else before we get up out of here, Alex?
68 days, dog.
68 days.
68 days. And
Minnesota.
Count
your days. Count your days, Minnesota. LaMelo Ball. All that. I mean, look, man, I can't wait to see Peppers back, back on my all that. I need that. Boston Celtics on Chris. Come on, man. What we talking about?
25 games on
25 national TV games. What we talking about? I ain't never been to my local league past Miami Heat and have been blacked out so much. 25 natty games. Come on, man. Stop playing with them. Look, man, as always, we appreciate you for lending your ear to this sound. That's the coach. I'm Kay. And this has been the Biscayne Breakdown.
Now I pull up on the scene, dead fresh and casket clean. They gon' hate on me.